Hello students, today we will going to study third. Today we will going to study third lecture of set theory. So first, the definition of empty set. What is empty set? Empty set means a set which does not has any element. The definition is a set which does not contain any element is called the empty set or the null set, the void set. Now the question is how a set cannot contain any element. Now we will go to some exercise, some examples. Then you will be familiar. Will be more. You will understand these things properly. So first, let a equal to x such that 1 is less than x is less than 2. X is a natural number. So the question is that is there any natural number between 1 and 2? Is there any natural number? Here the set is given in set builder form and the element is x and the property is 1 is less than x is less than 2 where x is a natural number. So x should be a natural number and should be belongs to between 1 and 2. Okay, so the question is that is there any element? The answer is no, there does not exist any natural number between 1 and 2. So this set is an empty set or null set. B, x such that x square minus 2 equal to 0 where x is a rational number. So condition is that this one, and you are asked to find all those rational x for which this condition is satisfied. So you solve this equation. C, for x equal to root 2 on this condition will be satisfied, but x equal to root 2 is not a rational. So there does not exist any rational number for which this condition is satisfied. So this set will not contain any element. So this set will be a null set, empty set. Similarly, option C, x such that x is an even prime number greater than 2. Is there any even prime number greater than 2? Even number are 2, 4, 6, 8 and like this it will go on. And the only prime of and only even prime is 2. 4, 6, 8 onwards are all not prime, all conjugates. The only prime is 2. So in the set it is asked that x is an even prime number greater than 2. There does not exist any even prime number greater than 2. 2 is itself a even prime number and no other even prime number greater than 2. So this is null set. So option 4, D, x such that x square equal to 4 is x is odd. So will you get any odd number squaring of which you will get 4? This one, x square equal to 4. So if you solve this, x minus 4, x minus 2, x plus 2 equal to 0 implies x equal to 2 and x equal to minus 2. So only 2 and minus 2 will satisfy this condition, x square equal to 4. And but it is given that x should be an odd, but here you can see x is not an odd number. So this set is empty set. It is written that the set D is empty because the equation x square equal to 4 is not satisfied by any odd value of x. So only even value 2 and minus 2 will satisfy this condition. Okay, I think you are now familiar with empty set. Next, finite or infinite set. What is finite set? Finite set, suppose I have written a set 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a finite set. Why? The given definition is a set which is empty or consists of definite number of elements. If a set is empty, we have already discussed about empty set, then that set will be a finite set. If a set consists definite number of elements, definite number means you can count. Your count will end. Your count will end at somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here it get end. So it is a finite set. But if your count is not stopped, then what will happen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it will go on like this, then this will not a finite set. It will a infinite set. Finite, otherwise the set is infinite. So I hope you have understand the definition of finite and infinite. If the elements are definite number of elements is there, then it is a finite. If indefinite numbers of elements are there, then it is an infinite chain. Few examples of finite chain. First, W, the set of the days of a week, then W is finite. So days of a week are finite: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So these are limited number of days. Okay, so it is, you can count your count is will be n at somewhere. So this is a finite chain. Let S be the set of solution of the equation x square minus 16 equal to 0. So solve this equation. X square minus 16 equal to 0. X square minus 4 square equal to 0. So x minus 4, x plus 4 equal to 0. So x minus 4 equal to 0 implies x equal to 4, or x plus 4 equal to 0 implies x equal to minus 4. So there are two values of x which satisfy this condition. So the set of solution of the equation this, the solution are 4 and minus 4. So there are limited number of elements, 4 minus 4, definite number of elements. So this is a finite set. Few examples of infinite set. Set of real numbers. Set of real numbers, suppose 1. After that, can you predict what is the next real number? Suppose if you have tell me 1.00001 is the next, then I can tell you 1.0000000 is the next. Then someone else may tell 1.000000000. Billions of zeros you can add between this 1 and point. So the next number is not definite. You cannot predict what is the next number. So it will go on like this. Even you cannot count real numbers. Natural number you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. It is also an infinite set. But real number you cannot count. Set of points on a line. Suppose this is a line. This line is consists of points. No, this is a point. Suppose if you have point, this is a 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 point, this is a, and between this there are another more points will be there. So if you connect, so it will be a line. So a line consists of points. So these are infinite, not finite. For example, and natural number Z is also infinite. Minus 2, minus 1, 0, dot dot dot, 1, 2, dot dot dot, like this. Note: all finite sets cannot be described in the roster form. I have told already the R. All infinite set cannot be described in roster form. R cannot be described in roster form because I have already told you that 1 after that you cannot predict it. 1.00 it may be 1. Someone else can tell 1.00001. So you cannot predict. For example, the set of real number cannot be described in this form because the elements of this set do not follow any particular pattern. So these elements do not follow any particular pattern. Real number. Natural number set follows particular pattern. What is the pattern? First number is 1, second number is 1 plus 1, third number is 1 plus 1 plus 1, fourth number is 1 plus 1 plus 1. So there is a pattern, but there is no pattern is available for real number. Okay, next. Equal set. When two sets are called equal? When they have equal number of elements. Equal number, not number, equal elements. This set has elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. B set also has elements 1, 2, 3, 4, but their order is quite different. 3 is first, 1 is second, 4 is third, 2 is last, but these two are equal set. The two set A and B are said to be equal if they have exactly the same element and we write A equal to B. Otherwise the elements are said to be unequal and we write A does not equal to B. Suppose a set has elements 1, 2, 3 and another set has element 1, 2 and 4, then A does not equal to B because one element is not matching. 3, 4. Example 2, let A be the set of prime numbers less than 6 and P be the set of prime factors of 30. Then A and P are equal. So your task is that you can try it out, that let a consider a set where set contain prime number less than 6. Prime number less than 6 means 2, 3, 5, and P is the set of prime factors of 30. So there are lots of factors of 30, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10, 15. Many factors are there. 15 and 30 itself, but only prime factors are 2, 3 and 5. So these two sets are equal. Next, subsets. What is subset? The definition is that a set A is said to be subset of a set B if every element of A is also an element of B. Suppose if you have a set 1, 2, and if you have another set 1, 2, 3, you can see that every element of A is in B. 1 is there, 2 is also there. So A is a subset of B. In symbol, it is written like this: A is a subset of B. If whenever A belongs to A, then A belongs to B also. It is often convenient to use the symbol this one, implies. So A subset of B if A belongs to A, implies A belongs to B. That means here 1 belongs to A, implies 1 belongs to B also. Therefore, and 2 belongs to A, implies 2 belongs to B also. Therefore, A is a subset of B. We read the above statement: A is a subset of B if A is an element of A, implies that it is also an element of B. If A is not a subset of B, then we write A is not a subset of B. So we'll cut like this. Suppose if you have a set, you can see here 1, 2, and B is another set 3, 4, 2. You can see 1 belongs to A, but 1 does not belongs to B. Therefore, A is not a subset of B. Next example: consider the set phi A. Remember, phi is a subset of every set. Okay, I'll come to this. Consider the set phi A is 1, 3, B is 1, 5, 9, C is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Insert the symbols subset or not subset between each of the following. Phi is a subset of B. This symbol will be there because there is a rule that phi is subset of every set. You can note it down. Okay. After that, A is a subset of B. So here A is not a subset of B. Why? Because 3 belongs to A, but 3 does not belongs to B. So implies A is not a subset of B. A subset of C. Every element of A is in C. You can see 1 is in C, 3 is also is in C. So A is a subset of C. B 1, 5, 9. 1 is there. 1 is also 1 belongs to B, implies 1 belongs to C. 5 is also there. 9 is also there. So B is a subset of C. Note: we note that for A to be subset of B, all that is needed is that every element of A is in B. So every element of A should be in B, only then and then A is a subset of B. It is possible that every element of B may or may not be in A. Okay, reverse may not be true. That means if 1, 2, suppose this set is 1, 2 and this set is 1, 2, 3. So A is a subset of B. True, but B is not a subset of A. B is not a subset of A because element 3 belongs to B, but element 3 does not belongs to A. If it so happen that every element of B also is in A, then we shall also have B subset of A. Suppose if I write like this: A equal to 1, 2, B is also 1, 2. Here you can see every element of A is in B and every element of B is in A. So here A is a subset of B since every element of A is in B. Again, B is also a subset of A since every element of B is in A. So if you combine these two, then it will look like this, A equal to B. Only this can happen only in equal set. It follows from the above definition that every set A is a subset of itself. Remember, every set A is a subset of itself. That is, A is a subset of itself because every element of A is in A also. Again, okay. That is, A is a subset of A. Since the empty set phi has no element, we agree to say that phi is a subset of every set. Remember, phi is a subset of every set. Very important. We now consider some examples. First, let A equal to AEIOU, B equal to ABCD. Is A is a subset of B? No. Why? Because you can take I belongs to A, but I does not belongs to B. So A is not a subset of B. Is B is a subset of A? No, because C belongs to B, but C does not belongs to A. So these two conditions. Next, let A, B, C are three set. A belongs to B. B is a subset of C. Is it true that A is a subset of C? So note this example very carefully. I'm sorry. Please see this example very carefully. A belongs to B means here you are given that the said whole set A is an element of B. This belongs to and these subsets are two different things. This belongs to means that some element is in set A, but this subset means that the whole set is a subset of another set. That is, every element of A is in every element of B. But this symbol says that A is an element of this. But here you are given that the set A belongs to B. That means the said whole set A is an element of B. I have told you that this symbol is used for element. A is an this is an element. This element is in set A, so we are using this epsilon. But here you have to take the set A as an element. How? See, A equal to 1, B equal to 1, here bracket, again 1 is taken in another bracket because this is considered as a whole set is considered as an element. So 2. C, here also whole set is considered as an element. Here A is belongs to B. A is belongs to B is satisfied because A is an element of B. The set A means curly bracket 1 is an element of B. As A equal to curly bracket 1 and B is a subset of C, but A does not subset of C. See, 1 is in A, 1 is in A, but 1 does not belongs to C. 1 belongs to A, but 1 does not belongs to C. You are saying that, sir, 1 is there. No, this is, you cannot say it is 1. This is a set A, not only 1. This is not this element 1. You cannot consider it as an element here. This whole set is an element. This whole set is an element of the set C. So only single 1 without middle bracket cannot be in C. So hence the example. A is not a subset of C. Okay, thank you.